And let's move to the local fallout from one of the biggest corporate scandals in years, in which the world's second largest car company cheated on US emissions tests.
Australian car owners have launched the first local lawsuit against Volkswagen and Audi over the controversial emissions rigging scandal. Bannister Law has filed 2 class actions in the federal court in a case which could see billions of dollars in compensation paid out. Nearly 100,000 Australians have diesel vehicles with the controversial engine software developed by the German car maker.
Yes, those crooks at VW are going to be sued in Australia, with the first class action being launched by Bannister Law earlier this month, and another following late last week from long-time litigators Maurice Blackburn. Naturally, both these law firms are keen to get as many people as possible signed up, and Bannister has been trying hard to advertise, preferably on car radios, with ads like this.
If you bought a Volkswagen, Skoda, Audi or Seat between 2008 and 15, you may be impacted by the Volkswagen defeat device scandal. Are you angry this may affect your resale value? Do you feel misled or deceived? The good news is you may have a claim to financial compensation.
But while that ad went to air on C91.3 FM, a commercial station in southwest Sydney, getting the major radio networks to do the same has been a problem, as Charles Bannister explained to 2GB's Steve Price.
So you tried to lodge an ad and they wouldn't run it?
We had a 2-week campaign set out with one of the largest radio networks, and
which one?
The ARN network.
Really?
Yeah, but it affected their commercial interests, and it may they feared that it may affect their partnership.
Should have rung us, Charles. We'd run it,
yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we may well do that.
We'll come to that in a moment. But after that first knockback from ARN, which owns Kiss FM, Bannister tried to get the ad played by a rival FM station, Nova. That too was a no. After 3 days, they came back by email to say,
"After discussing with our sales directors, it's been decided that it wouldn't be in the best interest of our business and put some key relationships at risk."
So then Bannister tried Southern Cross Austereo, which runs the Hit and Triple M networks and boasts a stable of well-known radio stars. And again, the response was niet, with a salesperson telling Bannister's rep,
"We can't afford to risk our $3 million arrangement with Volkswagen."
So, having lost 3 out of 3, Bannister decided to go back to Macquarie Radio and take up Steve Price's generous offer, which you may remember went like this.
Should have rung us, Charles. We'd run it,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
But what do you think happened? For 6 days, Bannister heard nothing. Then he was stonewalled, and finally he was told by email,
"Does not look likely at the moment. Have not heard back from head office."
So why has it been so hard? Well, money talks. Car makers are the second biggest advertiser on Australian radio. And as marketing man Toby Ralph told ABC TV's The Business,
"It's a pragmatic decision for them. VW spend $3 billion a year plus internationally around the world. In Australia, that will be some tens of millions, and radio's probably got a 15% share of that, I'd guess. So a network will be making $1 million.
It's not the first time we've seen the networks roll over to appease big advertisers, and it won't be the last. But as we said last time we looked, we think it's a restriction on free speech when you can't even buy space to get your message across. Bannister Law claims the latest group to reject its ads is Fairfax Media.